Hello and welcome back to another episode of Geek with Glasses Live. In today's video, not today because we've already done a video today, but in this video we are going to be doing a direct speed comparison between the iPhone 5 running the A6 processor, which is claimed to be twice as fast as the A5 processor that is in the iPhone 4S on the right. So just to reiterate again, the left-hand black phone is the iPhone 5, you could tell because it's a little taller, and on the right is the iPhone 4S. What I've done is I've gone in and I've alleviated any and all possibility for one phone to be slower than the other. So I've disabled the radio antenna and I only have them connected to my Wi-Fi so that one doesn't take longer to boot up because it's searching for a network and, you know, downloading web pages and stuff. It goes between the two. I've put them both on Wi-Fi only, and they are in the off position now. They are both mirror images. I've restored my iPhone 5 with the image that was backed up on iCloud of my iPhone 4S, so they're exactly the same phone as far as the software that is built into them and that is running. I've gone and closed all applications so that we can do a fair and even true speed test. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's turn these bad boys on and see what happens. So, as you can see right off the bat, my camera is trying to focus on my lights. Let me turn those out and see if that helps. There we go. So we can see logo coming up, and let's see what happens here. It should be a very even speed test as far as, you know, how they are with, you know, pre-built software and no transmission over the radio. There we go. So the 5 is up and ready for the passcode. Not much far behind it, but the 4S is ready to go. So let's go ahead and unlock these. And as you can see, exact same home screens. We've got obviously our missing row of icons here on the 5 because we have that wider screen. But let's go ahead and do something very simple like launch Facebook and see what happens. And again, both of these are only on the Wi-Fi. And you can see that the 5 is a bit faster in updating and getting those pages up. Let's go ahead and go to the Geek with Glasses page and see how quick it moves over to a new page. And the 5 is ready, and the 4S is a little bit slower under that. So let's go ahead and go back out to the home page. And let's see, another good test. Let's open up Maps. They should both be in the same map position. I have not changed them since backing up. So let's see. Click the Maps. 5 is drawn. Very, very similar. They were very, very, very close as far as speed to draw that information. Let's go ahead and go back to standard on these. And let's try zooming out here, and let's try and go, let's do 3D mode. And draw that out on Manhattan and see what happens. So let's zoom in to New York City, Manhattan Island, and I will center, well, let's go all the way in and let's zoom in on, I don't know, what do you want to zoom in on? Let's zoom in on Union Square. So we will put that down, and let's do the same over here on the 5. Sorry for bumping the tripod there. Let's go over. Both of these are running the Gold Master of iOS 6. So they are both running Apple Maps. They do not have Google Maps, so there's no benefit there from one way or the other. Let's see, where is Union? Union should be right here. All right, so there we go. We have roughly the equal appearance between the two. So let's go ahead and switch them over to the satellite views. Let them draw. And let's go ahead and enable 3D and see what happens. Hopefully I can do this at the same time. Actually, it was pretty quick. They both kind of did the same speed. Let's zoom in on the park and see how fast it takes to redraw. And it's pretty quick. No major difference. Kind of hard to test this out of 3D. There we go. Let's zoom down a little bit. Rotate over. Let's see, there's the building. So they both look relatively responsive. Let's see how fast they take to redraw offsite. Well, 4S actually beat it. That was interesting. So there's a little bit of a map test for launching applications. Obviously the 5 seems to be a little bit faster. Let's see, what else can we launch that will be a test? Let's go ahead and launch Safari. And I'm not sure what page is loaded. Oops, I didn't do them at the same time. Let's find a similar page to load up here. Let's see. Let's go, well, those are both there. So let's just go ahead and zoom in on this tire rack site. 5 is done reloading, and I guess it didn't want to reload on the 4, so let's go ahead and hit the refresh button and see what happens. And again, these are working off my Wi-Fi. And very, very similar. I mean, you know, browsing is not that much difference. You will notice that there is a slight difference here, that I'm only showing 2 bars of my Wi-Fi antenna on my 5, and I'm showing 3 bars on the Wi-Fi antenna on my 4S. And that's because the 5 is actually using the 5 gigahertz band on my Wi-Fi here at home, as opposed to the regular 2.5 gigahertz 802.11 basically G on this one, where it's true N on this one. So we see a difference there. As you know, N is a weaker signal, so it's not quite as strong. However, it is a faster physical network, but it is showing me less reception there between the two. So that's a different test. Let's zoom out. I'd say, well, let's open the camera and let's see what happens with camera views. 5 is open. All right, let's switch to the front camera and see what we get. And, you know, very, very similar as far as speed to switch back and forth between the two. You'll see a little bit of differences here between the 4, and it's, you know, it's basically because of the elongated screen. The 4-inch display on the 5, you got an actual round icon as opposed to like the the oval or pill-shaped icon for the 4S. But let's see, let's switch over to video. And they both are just as quick to switch to video and to process. So one last quick test here as far as the speed and performance. Let's go ahead and open up, actually let's open up Instagram, where it's going to go out and grab some pictures and do some drawing. Let's see what happens here. So let's pop them both open. 5 is loaded and updated. 4S is loaded and updated. So it was a little bit slower, but not by too much. Let's go ahead and try the popular page. They both drew relatively quickly, almost actually the same speed, so there wasn't a huge increase there. So obviously where we're going to see major differences is going to be in some of those, you know, day-to-day navigation and day-to-day app launching that you're seeing here is evidences. It's going to be a little bit faster. It's not going to be light bounds, It's not going to be leaps and bounds faster. Where I think you're going to see the difference is things like processing photographs or playing games. Let's go ahead and launch a game here. I've got a game, let's see, which one has a good 3D? Let's do the CSR Racing and launch that and see which is quicker. Now, this is going to launch in a landscape mode, but, you know, for testing purposes, we'll see the speed difference in which it loads, and you can definitely see big time speed difference between the two there. The 5 is ready to play, and the 4S is just now logging in. So let's go ahead and restore this, and let's try and launch a race and see, you know, how quickly it actually gets into it. So let's just go ahead and say next. Well, much quicker on that 5, and next again, and go race. Let's see how quick this happens. Both switched over pretty quickly and at the same speed, but there you go. There's the speed difference in the 5 versus the 4S. Definitely quicker to load things up with that faster processor in there. And you will notice, actually, this is one of those games, as an example, where it's actually being clipped. You know, it's being letterboxed because this game has not been updated for the new wider 4-inch display just yet. And there's a bunch of that for different apps. Go ahead and go back out to the home page. Let's see, is there anything else here that would be a decent test? Not really, not that I could see. You can see pretty quickly that it's, you know, general navigation is going to be relatively the same, other than some of those intensive type applications. Let's try one last thing and see if it makes a major difference. Let's go ahead and open up a photo within a photo editing app here and see how much quicker we can load the same exact photo. So we'll go ahead and pick photo library. Let's go ahead and pick photo stream. We're going to load the picture that I took of my iPhone for Instagram. And let's see, let's hit the automatic button and see how quickly one edits over the other. It should apply the same edit, right? So let's see. Next, and done as far as processing that basic. Let's add a filter real quick. Let's go and we'll add the vintage filter and see what happens. Actually, let's add the drama filter and see what happens. So let me move this over a little bit more. We'll try the drama filter. And you can see this one was a little bit quicker. Let's go ahead and process it. Oops, I didn't hit the process on the 5. Oh well, that wasn't a good test. We weren't able to truly see the difference. Let's try one more and see if we can sync it up and call it a day. Let's go ahead for grunge. See the difference and process it. And let's see, 5 is done. Yeah, just a little bit faster. So there you go. There's some of the main performance differences. Stay tuned. We're going to make a couple of other videos. I'm definitely going to do some camera. I'm going to take a couple of shots with each of the cameras, both forward and rear facing, and do a difference in there. And then as soon as I get this restored and set up with an active SIM card in it, because I replaced it, and get my wife's information in here, then I'll definitely do some network speed differences and see which one actually uses the wireless network, the AT&T network, faster. So thanks again for watching, and please stay tuned. As always, geekwithglasses.com, I'm sorry, geekwithglasses.net, facebook.com/geekwithglasses, twitter.com/geekwithglasses, and stay tuned for the next video. Appreciate you watching. Thanks a lot and have a good day.